This is the HTML app routines. Put text on the web page, put a link on the web page, and build and put a table on the web page. Alright, the first one, subprogram 8 tab 13, put text on the web page. It first checks to see if the used value for this option is a 1. If it's a 1, it continues. If it's not, it goes down here to dB. Well, if it continues, it sets the XY position to 2420, and it uses the HTML action to get the data at page F plus 2735 offset and put it as line 1 on the web page. Then it goes home. Now to remove line 1 from the web page, what's at page F plus 2783 is just a single space. That will remove line 1 from the web page. Now we're going to go to put a link on the web page. That's subprogram 8 tab 14. It also has to check to see if that option is a 1. If it's not a 1, it goes to DD down here and does the same thing as up there. It writes a space here to line number 2 to get rid of line number 2. Okay, but if it is a 1, it comes down here, sets the position to 2480, does the HTML action to put that line number 2 on the web page. And the line is at page F, offset 3214. Alright, the next one is build and put a table on the web page. It's also subprogram 8, but tab 15. Now I'm going to raise the instructions up so we can see all of them. Alright, here's the whole routine. Again, it checks to see if the used value for this option is a 1. If it's not a 1, it goes down here to DF. And in this case, it's HTML line number 3. And here it writes a space to it if you no longer want the table. Well, if you want to put the table on the screen, you set your XY value to 550, 470, and you set your N value to 0. There's going to be N characters in the line. And each time we add characters to the line, we up the value of N so we know what the offset to the next characters to be put in the line will be. Well, we're going to move 47 characters to our HTML table from page F offset 3342. Well, that's the definition of the beginning of a table. And after it does that, it sets K to 0, but it must add that 47 to the value of N because that's the total number of characters currently in the HTML line. Then we're going to go for I equals 1, and down here we have next I3 one at a time. This is going to be for each row that we're going to have in our table. There's going to be 3 rows, and in each row is going to have 3 columns. So we're going to start with the first row. So right here it's going to move 4 characters from page F offset 3396 into our HTML line at offset plus N. Well, at first time that N is going to be 47. The 4 characters it moves is going to be less than TR greater than, which is what you put at the beginning of each row for a table. Then it has to add the 4 to N to change the offset into the table for the next thing we put in it. Then we have for J equals 1, and down here there's next J3 1. So that's going to be for every column in the table for this particular row. Well, first it gets 14 characters from a list that it has of the different items that are to be put in our table. And they're offset by 256 plus the value of k, and we saw that k was set to 0 up here, and every time it goes around it's going to add 18 to k. So the names we're putting in the table start at this offset and they're 18 apart. However, we're only going to move 14 of them into this position here, which is page F, offset 3406. We're going to move 14 of them there. Well, the next thing we see after it adds the 18 to the K is it's going to move 23 things from offset 3402. Now that's 4 positions before this 3206. This position starts out with less than TD greater than. That's what you put before every element of the table. So that is put at our line plus N. Now we're moving 23 things because this 14 plus that less than TD greater than, and at the end of it there's a less than slash TD greater than. So that's 9 more characters than the 14. That's 23 characters got added. So we add 23 to our offset. And then after we've done this 3 times, we come to the end of that particular row. So here it's going to move 5 characters to the end of the HTML line. That's going to be less than slash TR greater than. Then we're going to add that 5 to the offset of N. And then we're at the end of the rows. We've done it 3 times. Then we come down here, and at page F plus 3432 is the thing that marks the end of a table, plus a vertical bar so that it knows where to end the HTML line. Alright, we then add the 14 from there, and we then say this action HTML for our HTML table, which is a line we created, and it's going to be HTML line number 3. And down here we see that it'll write a blank to number 3 if it's to remove the table. Well, this is the end of the routines for HTML app.